my name is Alisha Ukani. I'm 17 years old, and I've become very passionate about civic tech in the past year. And I found that having a why not attitude is really important because it can push you to try new things that can literally change your life, as it has for me. So my civic tech origin story starts when I first learned how to program. So the summer before my freshman year of high school, I decided to check out this thing that my brother loves and that he's done since 4th grade, and that's programming. So the first thing I did was to go to tryruby.org, and so I consider Ruby to be my first programming language. And that went well, so I checked out some Racket with my brother, and I figured this programming thing isn't so bad. And this minimal coding experience was enough to satisfy the prerequisites for AP Computer Science at my school. So I figured, why not enroll in the class? If it was too hard, I could drop it and try it later. But I ended up doing well in the class and on the exam, and so it shows how the simple decision to just try something new was really important. But after the class, I knew there was more to computer science that Java hadn't shown me. And I really wanted to try out web development because it just seemed really interesting. So, during my sophomore year, I decided to self-learn the basics of web development, starting with HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So I made a simple GPA calculator for my school because we didn't have one at the time. And then after that, I worked with my brother to create a Chrome extension called Hubler. And Hubler goes through the GitHub newsfeed and it improves it by adding infinite scrolling and descriptions of repos and just makes it easier to use. But in my freshman year of high school, I was part of student council, and we were worried about the student stress that every student had when, at the end of the quarter, we had tons of tests and quizzes. So the summer after my sophomore year, this past summer, I decided to make a web app that could help teachers communicate about these tests and quizzes because there wasn't any way for them to do that before, and they said that was a problem. So you could see all of these assessments and filter it by department, grade level of students, and course difficulty. And so that same summer, because I really liked making an impact on my community that way, I found Code for Boston and decided to try it out. The weekly hack night was only 2 hours once a week, so I decided to show up for a week because what's the worst that could happen? But those 2 hours ended up being incredibly important for me, and I'm now planning to pursue a career in civic technology because of these guys. So it was surreal to find such a welcoming community, and I got started with this Cute Pets Twitter bot. I was able to make a guide for other local shelters to create their own and just tweet about these cute pets. And so that was really great, and I really wanted to get more involved in helping other people with technology. So during my junior year, I decided to apply for my first big hackathon, which is Hack the North. And I'd only been to 2 code day events beforehand, which were just 24-hour coding marathons. So I was a little bit intimidated, but I decided to just try it out, apply, see what happens. And I got in, and I was able to start working on a device called Project Seed. Project Seed helps people access educational resources that are normally only found online, but you could do this even if you didn't have an internet connection. And so it also had a public forum so you could chat with other people on the device. And this has lots of applications from power outages when you need to talk to other people to classrooms and you need to distribute materials. So it got me thinking about how we can use technology to help people in lots of different situations. So, coming back to Code for Boston, I decided to join the Ungentry team. Ungentry maps patterns of urbanization and gentrification in Boston. And I didn't know anything about data visualization at the time, but I decided to join and contribute to the front-end work while learning about this aspect. And now I'm able to add home mortgage request data to the map, and that will be coming soon. So lastly, in January, I attended Hack for Congress, which is a hackathon to help solve problems in Congress. And so one problem we identified is that when a member of Congress wants to send a letter to an outside organization, they need to get signatures from their other colleagues like this. So they sent out a Dear Colleague letter to try and revise the letter first via email, then to have an intern run around to all the congressional offices to collect the signatures. And another problem that we found is that although these letters should be in the public domain, you can't find them anywhere. So we designed a web app that could first help the members of Congress find relevant letters that they might want to sign and really facilitate the revising process and through the collaboration. Then we also wanted to add online signatures so that it could just speed up the process, and finally have a database where you can find all the letters and anybody can access it easily. And so a lot of my teammates had worked in politics or were former congressional staffers, so it gave me a taste of the build with, not for principle in civic tech and how we can really bring other people into the process and not just make it about coding. So from learning to code, to joining Code for Boston, to applying to hackathons, and to building with, not for, to improve the government, having a why not attitude has really helped me, and I think it can help you.